Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Dunbar Snack Bar here with another game of MLB 2K11, and I am excited about this game because I think it's going to be a big game for both of the teams that are taking part in this one. I'm going to be going up against the Arizona Diamondbacks. It is April 28th of 2011, so I've gotten a little bit behind in the game, so I'll simulate forward here quite a bit so that way I can be ahead of what's going on in real life here. But both of the teams are 15-9, which is a pretty good record for us to have, and both of these teams are leading their divisions. So that's right, I'm leading the NL Central. Arizona is leading the NL West. Both of us are not in a big lead. So for both of us, we don't want to lose this series or any game in particular because we might lose that first slot. So hopefully I'll end up getting the win in this one. Aaron Heilman will be starting off for the Diamondbacks. If you're a Mets fan, you probably want to see Aaron Heilman absolutely destroyed in this game. I'm going to have Thomas Diamond on the mound for me. So we're both at the end of the pitching rotation here for the starters. Now it looks like that Arizona is going to have a lot of momentum early on in this game with this hit in a right center field that will score the runner that they had on first. What I liked about this is Bird is able to get this over to DeWitt, who gets it to Ramirez on a really good throw that's going to end up turning that runner around and making it to second. I kind of wish I would have gotten him out, but I'm just happy that he didn't get a triple here in the bottom of the first because that would have opened up a lot. There was a hit that does advance him, but Castro is going to take this, and I was kind of disappointed about this one because I thought that he was going to get the double play, and I thought he had stepped on the bag. But taking a closer look at it, which we will do right here, he ends up stepping over second base rather than dragging his toe across the corner or anything like that. And that motion that the computer has me do, which is completely impossible, has him touch the bag, and that ends up making me lose that double play opportunity. So I wasn't too happy about that one. Now, this hit, though, is going to end up getting me out of this situation here with that little fly ball to Soto. So I was just glad to get out of this one here, and they end up with only one run in the bottom of the first. Now, in the second, DeWitt's going to hit this ball to the third baseman, who makes an amazing diving stop. It ends up getting me out on this one here. So top of the third with the same score. Castro is going to slide and make it into second on that steal. I wasn't surprised that he made it because Castro is the fastest player on my team, and I do more stealing with him than anybody else. So I'm not too worried when he ends up going for second. Now with Diamond, I don't know really what to expect out of him. I did pitch as him early on in the season. I don't know if I posted that one or not, but he really didn't do too hot at all. So I'm hoping that that was just a fluke. I know his changeup's been pretty wicked, like you see right here. That's what he swings and misses on. So I'm going to try and rely on that changeup here, as I'm really going to attempt to get the count going my way early on so I can throw that changeup and get a lot of strikeouts. So we'll see what happens. Soriano, though, is going to connect with this pitch, and he's going to put that into left center field. Now, because that ball was hit so deep, Soriano is going to go ahead and round second as the center fielder is just starting to throw it into the infield. He's going to end up making it to third standing up, and I try and make a little move towards home to see if they throw it. They do, but it was a good throw, so I wasn't going to be able to take advantage of any opportunity there on a bad throw by the Diamondbacks. Now, here we go. Later on in the game, top of the fourth, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit this one. It looks like it's going to be a double play, but fortunately it ends up not being the case. I was pretty worried about it, and it seems like some of the Diamondback defense really hasn't been there too much this game because that was one missed opportunity. They really had a number of missed opportunities earlier with some other double play opportunities and just also some hits into the infield that I made that I probably shouldn't have. So maybe that's just how it's going to be this game. The Diamondbacks aren't going to be too hot on the defensive side of things, and if that's the case, that opens up a lot of opportunities for me to score and to produce a lot of big plays. So here's hoping that continues in this one. I am going to go ahead and strike out Heilman here. Not a big deal because he's the pitcher, but Diamond really hasn't had too many strikeouts or had too many highlights to really show on the pitching side of things. So I was just excited that he got one strikeout. So here we go with Fukudome up at the plate. I've got Castro at first. He's going to go ahead and go for second because that ball was in the dirt. Catcher's going to throw it. Ends up overshooting the second baseman. So that throw is going into center field. Now because Castro is so fast, he's going to go ahead and round third on the throw in. They're going to try and get him out, but fortunately they don't. So I'm excited about that one here. Now Ramirez is going to take this hit into right field. That's going to be the first home run of the game. That is awesome to see as that expands my lead. I was down 1-0 early on in this inning, and now I am up 2-1. So Ramirez goes ahead and gives me the lead with that one, and that is something I'm pretty excited about, as I'm really not doing too hot on the hitting side of things. We are pretty even, the two teams, on how many hits we've gotten in this game. So for me to be able to produce more runs off the same amount of hits is something that I need to do, because efficiency is going to be huge in this game, as the Diamondbacks are putting up a pretty good fight in this one. So I'm surprised that I've only held him to 1 run. Diamond's done a good job of getting out of some situations. And really his big thing for this game has been putting the ball on the ground into the infield. So we'll kind of see what happens as Pena takes this one in the left field. This is going to be a back-to-back home run, so maybe I've got it back with the hits. So nice job by Carlos Pena to make my lead 3-1 now. I don't know if I was just having a hard time hitting or if it was just me raising the difficulty a little bit more. I know I keep doing that little by little each game, but I just want to get to a point where I think it's a pretty good challenge, but I just don't want to embarrass myself by getting it up way too high. So that's awesome to see Pena get that home run right after Ramirez did. I think I might start calling these guys the Bash Brothers, or put together some kind of nickname for them, because these two guys are home run hitters. I think that they're leading the National League in home runs, which is awesome. But the Diamondbacks are going to go ahead and sit down Heilman, which I think was a pretty smart move, because that was 3 hits in a row, as Soriano does get a single. I don't know if it was just a little bit of a fluke there that I got the 3 hits in a row, but I might have been starting to figure him out. I was guessing on a number of those pitches where I got those big hits on, and it ended up paying off. He didn't really have any styles that were really easy to be able to figure out. Like, he wasn't throwing a ton of fastballs or anything like that, but I'm just glad that I was able to get him out of the game. Now this reliever is going to have a semi-long windup. It's going to be long enough for Soriano to be able to steal second with no problem whatsoever. Pretty sweet head first dive. Now I will get out of that inning without being able to score Soriano. This is going to be a pretty sweet bunt that they drop down. It does go ahead and advance the runners that were on first and second to second and third. So a nice sacrifice bunt that really opens things up for me, or for the Diamondbacks here, with only 1 out. So the next batter that comes up here, as I throw this fastball, it's going to end up scoring a run for them, as DeWitt is going to be able to get the out at first, but I had no chance of getting the runner at third going home. So that was a pretty smart move on their part. It's 3-2 now in the bottom of the 5th, so it's a pretty close game. Now this will get me out of that jam with that hit to Soriano. So I decided to sit down Diamond in this one because he was starting to get kind of tired, and I think they were starting to figure him out too, or figure me out, I guess I should say. And I'm going to go ahead and put in Kerry Wood, who has been a rock for me, I guess I should say, as a pitcher here, because when things have been getting pretty tough, I keep going to Kerry Wood when he's full of energy and he's not worn out. And every time that he has come into the game, he has done a great job. So in this situation, I'm definitely going with Kerry Wood. Now in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs, it is still 3-2. This is probably the least scoring game I've ever put on YouTube so far. So we'll kind of see what happens here with Kerry Wood. Like I said, I'm pretty excited about having Kerry Wood in here, and any fears that I might have about how this game was going to go was kind of put away when Kerry Wood stepped onto the mound. And I don't really know what it is. I think it's just I have a lot of confidence with him just because Kerry Wood is one of my favorite all-time pitchers. Got a lot of great, I shouldn't say history with Kerry Wood, but I've got to see him pitch a number of times, at spring training and also against the St. Louis Cardinals and Busch Stadium. So that was pretty sweet. So as we are here late in the game, top of the 9th, I decided to go ahead and sit down Wood and to go ahead and put in a pinch hitter, because with it being the 9th inning, I'm going to have to score a lot. Well, not score a lot, but I just want to expand my lead. He does a good job getting this hit in the center, does what a pinch hitter should do, and that's to get the hit. So as he's there on first base, we'll take a look and see kind of what happens in this one, because the Diamondbacks also did put in a reliever here for the top of the 9th, I think that they're trying to put this one away as they do that right here as they put Vasquez in, because they really do want to limit me, because this is my last chance, unless, of course, the game becomes tied, for me to be able to get any kind of runs and to expand my lead a little bit more. So obviously, with it only being 1 run, the Diamondbacks want to give themselves the best chance here in the bottom of the 9th. So seems like it would be a pretty smart call to put in a reliever here and put in Vasquez. But honestly, it turns out to be the worst thing the Diamondbacks could have possibly done, because Vasquez has a ridiculously long windup. And I take advantage of this one here as I go ahead and with my pinch hitter, I steal second base with no problem at all. And then with Castro here up at the plate, he's going to go ahead. He's going to get the hit. This one's going to go up the middle. It will go ahead and score my pinch runner. So he did exactly what I needed him to do. And with Castro sitting at first and with Vasquez having such a long windup here in this game with runners on base, I think you guys know what I'm going to end up doing here with Castro here. He's my steal leader. He might actually be leading the majors right now with the number of steals. But he's going to go ahead, go for second, get there no problem at all. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see if I can go ahead and steal third base. So I give Castro the biggest lead possible. I end up going for third. And honestly, that was a piece of cake. Castro gets in there with absolutely no problem at all. And that's exactly what I like to see. So nice job by Castro there for getting, I think that might be 4 steals in this game. So that is not a bad day by any means whatsoever. So with Fukudome up, he's going to take this fastball and he's going to drive this into left field. That's going to go down the line. So Castro's going to end up scoring, and Fukudome, I decide not to get too risky with him. I'm going to go ahead and stop him at second base, and that is still going to produce an opportunity for me because Fukudome is still pretty quick. He's in right now because my other right fielder is injured, but Fukudome has done a pretty good job right now. I'm really debating as to whether or not I want to keep him. So as I go for third with Fukudome, I get there with absolutely no problem at all. This is love this many steals in one game, or stealing this many times in one game. I guess that would be grammatically correct. It kind of takes me back to the first game I did with the Cubs where I stole the bases a ridiculous number of times. But Ramirez is going to take this pitch again into right field. That is going to go ahead and score Fukudome, and of course Ramirez. So that is going to be a 2-run shot. That's his second home run for the game. Ramirez is doing a phenomenal job on the power hitting side of things this season. I'm absolutely impressed with what he's been able to do. I did not expect this to come from Ramirez. I was kind of expecting it more from Pena, who's still doing a really good job, don't get me wrong. But it seems like every time Ramirez comes up, he gets a home run in a really beneficial situation for me. So that expands my lead here even more. It is 7-2, and I go ahead and I decide to sit down, of course, my pinch hitter and put in Carlos Marmol in, hopefully to be able to close this game out for me and to get me the win, because I really need to shut him out. I don't want him to have a big 9th inning like I did in this one, so hopefully Marmol will be able to do that for me in this one. Marmol really only has 2 pitches, a fastball and a slider, so it's not like I can really mix things up. I'm just going to have to try and get the ball on the ground, so expect me to throw it really low a bunch of times in hopes that they will swing on top of it, put it on the ground in the infield so the infielders can get the easy out. But it doesn't work out this time. With this hit in the left field, Soriano is not going to be able to cut that one off, and that will go ahead and score the runners here. And yeah, 7-3 now. Bottom of the 9th with no outs. Not too excited about where this is going. That's totally okay. So hopefully Marmol will be able to close this one out, like I said, and to end the game for me here, because I don't want this to get any worse. I've had a great 9th inning, great end of the game. This has just been a fun game all around as it stayed pretty close. This is going to end up being the last out of the game as he goes ahead and puts the ball on the ground. So Castro's going to get the easy out, and this is going to be the ball game. So pretty awesome as I win this one 7-2. I appreciate you guys watching. This was kind of closer than what I usually have posted, which is actually really awesome for me. I like to have these close games because I think they're a lot of fun to do. But a lot of hits by both teams. That's awesome. So there was some excitement, I guess I should say, in this one, as I'm kind of more of an offensive kind of guy. I like to see a lot of offense. Well, I take that back. I don't know what I am, offense or defense. But wanted to thank you guys for watching. It's been a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Send in your requests. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the thumbs up button. And I wanted to ask you guys real quick here too if you wanted me to put out some tutorial videos on how to play the game and things like that. So feel free to let me know. I appreciate everything you guys do. You guys are absolutely amazing. Again, thanks for watching, and you guys have